Welcome to your practice today. We'll be moving through a flow sequence focused on sun salutations. As always, listen to your body, choosing variation that feels good for you today. We're going to start at the top of our mats in our mountain shape, grounding down through the soles of the feet. Maybe spread the toes nice and wide, rooting in. Let's pull that grounding energy up through the legs, through the hips, all the way up through the crown of the head. Gently draw the shoulders down and back, turning the palms forward. Gentle humble of the chin to lengthen through the back of the neck. Find your breath. Give yourself the permission to be present in your practice, letting go of any distractions in the mind or distractions in your environment. On our next inhale, let's sweep those fingertips up overhead, finding length through the entire body. Connect the palms. As we exhale, draw that energy down through midline and release. Inhale, we're going to reach, lengthen. Exhale, draw through midline. Inhale, we're going to reach and lengthen. Time as we exhale, draw it down through midline. Begin to soften at the knees, hinge at the hips. And then round down through the spine, finding your forward fold. Really soften through the knees in this first fold. Maybe bending in one knee and then the other. Maybe rocking side to side. On your next inhale, slide the fingertips up the shins, find a nice flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, let's root through the soles of the feet as we drive ourselves upwards. Reach those fingertips. Exhale, hands come down through prayer position as we hinge at the hips and then fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release and fold. Deep bend through the knees. Let's spread the fingers nice and wide. Begin to step back one foot and then the other. Press those hips up and back. Let's find our down dog. Also, always optional to choose a 4-point kneeling or a child's pose variation here. Wherever you are, breathe. Check in with the body. On our next inhale, let's draw ourselves forward through a plank. Planking from toes or from knees. Stack those shoulders right over the wrist. Hug the elbows in, and we're going to lower nice and controlled all the way down to the mat. Releasing the tops of feet to the mat space. Let's bring the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, open cobra. Exhale, release. Tucking the toes, pressing the hips up and back. Down dog, child's, or 4-point kneeling. Find your breath. And let's step the big toes together. We're going to soften through the knees, gaze forward to the hands. Tiptoe our way back up to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's rise. Exhale, hands connect. Find the center of the heart. Find your breath. Good. Our next inhale, let's rise. Lengthen, exhale, we're going to fold. Halfway lift. and fold. Root through the palms. You can step or hop back, plank, down dog. We're choosing an alternate shape if your body's guiding you there. Inhale, let's move forward through our plank. As we exhale, let's lower chaturanga. You can either lower all the way down, choosing cobra, or we can come down part way, choosing our up dog. Hips up and back, down dog, or child's pose, 2 breaths. Step the big toes together, soft through the knees, gazes forward, tiptoeing, or stepping up to our fold. Halfway lift, and fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift, fold. Root through those hands, stepping or hopping back, plank, down dog. Inhale, forward through plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga, cobra or up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe. From either our down dog or our 4-point kneeling, we're going to shift the weight into the left leg and both hands, bringing the right leg up behind us. Breathe. On our next exhale, let's bring that right knee in towards the chest, maybe rounding through the spine, bringing the nose towards the knee. And inhale, let's lengthen. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, lengthen. This time as we exhale, pulling it in, let's step that foot forward between the hands. We're gonna lower the left knee to the mat space, finding our low lunge. Stay rooted here, or we can lift those fingertips, rising up. Let's release the left hand to the mat space, opening the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Reach around for that half bind, or we can bend that left knee, finding the left foot for our full bind. Unraveling here, root through both hands. We're gonna tuck the toes on the left foot, lift the knee, stepping it back, down dog, 4-point kneeling, or 3-legged dog. Good, you can choose a little rest here, or we can draw ourselves forward through plank or 3-point plank. Lower down chaturanga, find your heart opener. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe. Good, so from our down dog or our 4-point kneeling, weight's gonna come into both palms and the right leg. Left leg is gonna float, lifting. As we exhale, left knee comes in towards chest or in towards the nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lengthen. This time as we draw it in, we're gonna step that left foot right forward between the hands, lower the right knee. Stay rooted or rise. Breathing. Good, let's bring that right hand down to the mat space. Left fingertips open towards the sky. Reach around for that half bind, or we can bend that right knee, find that right foot. Full bind. Unraveling here, root into both hands. You can tuck the toes on that right leg, lift the knee, step it back. Down dog or 3-legged dog. You can always choose that kneeling variation too. And find a little rest here, down dog, child's pose, or we can flow. Forward through plank, chaturanga, heart opener. Hips up and back, down dog, Breathe. Step our big toes together, soften through the knees, the gaze is forward. You can step, tiptoe, or even hop up to the top of your mat, find your fold. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Fold. Root through the palms, step or hop back. Plank. Down dog. Breathe. Inhale forward through your plank. Lower chaturanga. Choose your heart opener. Hips up and back. Down dog. Weight comes into the left leg, right leg high. Good. Exhale, we're going to bring knee in towards chest or towards nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lengthen. Next time we exhale, let's pull that foot forward between the hands. Optional if you want to lower that left knee, or we can stay lifted, rooted through fingertips, or we rise. Breathe here. Probably feeling some heat being generated in the body. I can feel the heat coming on, so use your breath to move that heat, move that energy. Take the left hand, float it down to the mat space. You can always use a block here as well. Open to the twist. You can keep those fingertips lifted. You can reach for that half bind, or we could take the hand back, reaching towards that left heel. Good, let's cartwheel those hands back. Both hands rooted in, step it back. Down dog or three-legged dog. Breathe. Find a rest here, or you can move through a half vinyasa. Finding plank, chaturanga, heart opener, down dog. Weight into both hands, right leg. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lengthen. This time as we pull it forward, we're going to step between the hands, root through that right knee or stay lifted, root through the fingertips or rise. Breathe here. Right hand down to the mat space or a prop. Open to that twist. Half bind, or we can reach those fingertips back towards that right heel. Breathe. Bring the left hand back to the mat space. Let's step it back. Down dog or three-legged dog. Rest here or move through your vinyasa. Let's meet back in either down dog, or we can lower the knees to the mat space. Sink those hips back, find child's pose. Let's take about 5 breaths. Using this as an opportunity to reconnect with your breath, to recenter yourself. Notice and feel that heat and that energy coursing through your body. Good. One more breath where you are. Good. Let's meet back in our downward facing dog. Stepping the big toes together, soft through the knees, gazes forward, make your way to your fold. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, let's rise. Exhale, let's fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Soften through the knees, weight into the hands, find your plank. Down dog. Inhale, back forward through plank. Lower chaturanga, heart opener. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe. Weight into left leg, float that right leg. So optional if you want to just bring the knee in towards the midline again, or this time as we exhale, we can bring the right knee up towards the right elbow in that direction. You might make contact, you might not, doesn't matter, just move in that direction. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it wide. Inhale, lengthen. And this next time as we pull it forward on our exhale, let's find our midline, stepping the hand between the feet. We're gonna pivot that back foot, straighten that right leg, opening ourselves up, finding our Trikonasana, our triangle shape. Really focusing on revolving that left hip open. Good, breathe here. Let's soften into the right knee, finding a gentle lunge. Open ourselves, lifting up into warrior two. Breathe here. Left hand can find the left leg. Let's reach the right fingertips up overhead. Reversing our warrior. And then shifting the weight forward, the right forearm can find the thigh or fingertips reach down towards the mat. So we find our side angle. Good, let's flow back. Left hand to left leg, reverse our warrior. And then shifting forward, find that side angle. Good, one more time here. Inhale. And exhale, side angle. Good, back through our warrior two. We're gonna cartwheel those hands back down to the mat space to frame the front foot, step it back. Down dog, child's pose, or three-legged dog. Choosing a rest here, or you can flow. Meeting back in our down dog when you're ready. Take the weight into the right leg, both hands. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee can come to midline or left knee towards left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. And this time as we exhale, let's pull that knee forward, step it between the hands. We're gonna pivot the right foot, flattening it down, straighten through that left leg, open triangle. Really working on opening that right hip and the right shoulder. Breathe here. Beginning to soften into the left leg. Let's bring the torso upwards, arms extended wide. We'll find our warrior two. Breathe. Right hand's gonna find the right leg as we open the left side of the body, reverse our warrior. And on our exhale, left forearm finding thigh or fingertips to mat space. Side angle. Inhale, reverse our warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse our warrior. Exhale, side angle. Returning back through warrior two. Let's cartwheel those hands down to frame the front foot, stepping it back. Down dog, three-legged dog, child's pose. Optional to find one last half sun salutation here. Good, arrive back in down dog or child's pose. Find your breath. Good, if we're in our down dog, let's release the knees to the mat space nice and wide. Bringing the toes in towards one another. Sit those hips back to heels and then melt the heart, the forehead down to the mat. Find your breath. Letting the body slow down, the breath slow down. But let's invite that energy to keep flowing and moving. Slowly walk the fingertips over towards the right side of the mat, beginning to find a little space through the left side body. Send the breath there. And then let's walk ourselves through midline. Let's take those fingertips over towards the left side of the mat. Find space through the right side body. Good, back through center. Let's bring the hands back in under the shoulders, coming back through 4-point kneeling. Keep the toes tucked. We're gonna sit our hips back towards our heels, finding a nice stretch through the soles of the feet. So we're gonna be here about 5 breaths. You can sit right back to heels if that feels okay through the soles of the feet. If you need to keep some fingertips on the ground or hands to the thighs, and just give yourself permission to do so. Roll through the shoulders, open through the chest. Maybe give yourself a little smile for getting some movement on your mat today. For connecting with your breath. Good, let's bring the hands back down to the mat space. Untuck the toes. Bringing the tops of feet back to mat. Just let the blood flow back, the sensation come back to the feet. And then we're gonna sit back to heels once again with tops of feet to mat till we begin to feel a stretch through the fronts of the ankles. So we might feel that here, that's okay. If we want a little more, we can lift those knees. We can reach those hands back behind us. We'll be here about 5 breaths. Let's bring ourselves back forward, finding hands and knees. We'll make our way up to a fold so you can get there from hands and knees, or we could find one last down dog. Arriving up in your fold however you want to get there. And we're gonna stay in our fold here about 5 breaths whenever you get there. Let the chin come to chest, the crown of the head hang heavy. Maybe reach for opposite elbows, finding ragdoll. And on our next inhale, we're going to begin our journey back up to standing, moving nice and slow, thinking about stacking one vertebrae at a time. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a rush, just take your time. Notice how you feel on the way back up to our mountain shape. And just take a moment to notice how you're feeling, how the body's feeling, the mind, the heart, how your energy's feeling. How we feel when we take time to intentionally connect with our bodies and with our breath. Bring the palms together, finding the center of our hearts. Send some love within, thanking yourself for being here and for showing up in your practice. Thank you so much for practicing with me. See you soon. Namaste.